and welcome to Robert Sarazin Blake from the kitchen table. I'm Robert Sarazin Blake. This is the kitchen table, and here we are on a very rainy Sunday evening in January, coming to you as always from the most northwest corner, the most northwest city, the most northwest state in the lower 48th, that's Bellingham, Washington. And you caught me here. You joined the party. You came to the kitchen table before I had a chance to light the atmospheric rear candles. So just hang tight here. We're going to get the show going. It's not a candle lighting show, but we do light candles. I feel this one's not going to last long. It's going to go out. There could be bets taken as to when this candle goes out. Stick with me there. Okay. You're very welcome here at the show. Thanks for being here. And if you're new, then you don't know that we always light these three candles. And if you've been here before, you know exactly what I'm going to say. And I'm going to say it the same way approximately every time. Because we started this show in March at the start of the pandemic. And we hopefully will keep going after the pandemic. We hopefully will have an end to the pandemic. But for right now, we are in the heart of it here. So we're going to light a candle for everybody who has been lost since March to the COVID virus. Lots of people, over 400,000 in the United States. And we light a candle for everybody out there in the world who is suffering. People have lost homes. People have lost loved ones. People are suffering right now because of the pandemic. We light a candle for those who are suffering. And we light a candle because we are grateful for all the good things in our lives, and we're hopeful for better days ahead. That's what we light this third candle for. And we're glad to be here. We're grateful for this opportunity to perform for you. David Pender Lofgren on my right, the producer. He does all the work to bring the music into the signal that goes into your TV right there in front of you, that makes it so my kitchen table goes to your kitchen table. And I know we're reaching all across the country tonight. We have friends in New York. I think we have some friends from Michigan. And, well, we might have friends from further afield as well, up in Canada. And so, as always, I love it if people write in and tell us where you're listening from. But before we can get into any music, and after we've done the candles, well, you come to my house, to my kitchen table, and I'm going to say, can I get you a drink? And I think tonight I'm going to have a drop of the hard stuff with a drop of the hot stuff. And I think I'll pour the same for you. We'll just give you the hard stuff for now, because it is raining. Last week I played my song, I Love It When It Rains. And this week I'm coming to question that just a little bit, because we do love the rain. We do love it, but what happened last week here in the most northwest corner, the most northwest city, the most northwest state, is we had a little sunshine, and we had a little fall spring. It was, hey, you actually go outside, and things were blooming already around here. And there's been times when, God, it's blooming too soon. I want to feel the darkness of winter. This year, I did not want to feel the darkness of winter. There's enough darkness. I want to feel the lightness of the sun breaking through from time to time. And looked at the forecast, and we're looking at solid, gray, rainy days here in the most northwest corner, most northwest city, most northwest state in the lower 48. So we're going to have to bring the lightness from inside and have a drop of the hot stuff with the hard stuff there. That's herbal tea. Woohoo! And this one goes out to anybody who's feeling a little frustrated this week. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe it's the fact that they thought they were going to get a vaccine by now. Maybe it's the fact that it's the dark time of year and it just is time when the blues sink in. We're going to sing for you the little disappointments. Failed to mention, we got a great guest coming up all the way, tuning in from Southern California, bringing us some California sunshine to wherever your table is. Her kitchen table is down there in Southern California. Anna Ash is our guest, so woo! Very fun show coming up for you. Now we're going to sing the little disappointments we swallow. Get bigger, put together. No children, no books. Never left, never stayed. Our lives and our minds so good one time. For our lives that we lead, they look nothing like it. A little disappointments and swallow. Better not to even dream. And all that remains is a very stolen scheme from the gate. A good hope, a better with mine. We walk every day, we envelop each shot. A little disappointments and swallow. Most often it flows, the days come and go. Make plans and execute. Look forward and smile, job and love miles. Keep our eyes on the road. Wake up and beat the crows. We keep our chins up high. Keep the cups washed and dried. The weight lurks in corners. The occasionally finds us. The weight, 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 the weight. They get bitter in our bellies, give us aches and pains. They get mixed up with our memories. They make us want to stop eating, or at least stop believing that the little disappointments we swallow are something our bodies can handle. The little disappointments we swallow together like birds running south, picking up and falling us, suck the air from our dry mouths. Our feet for the weight of our bodies, clothes for the weight of the air. The stories we've been avoiding, pretending are not there. No, the little disappointments we swallow, little lies we keep to ourselves. Bodies lay unsatisfied, television on the book, shots of water and the air. Climb mountains still there, pile of crooked formation. A man, earthly nation, lost limbs, reputations, unknown constellations. All of Israel's invasions, all of Israel's invasions, all of Israel's invasions. You've got to learn how to love all. A little disappointments we swallow. Thank you. I have a sip now. You look good. I always love that dress. You always will. It's alright. The sun was shining on your long hair. Last time was when I didn't care. It's alright. I had my chance. You had your chance too. We've been kind. We've been have a party last night, dinner in the garden, candles on the table and singing one song. I was wishing you'd be here. I sing one more song. All is alright. We wait, small smiles flew across the street. Watching, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. David Penderlofton on my right. Is that a new Balron?
Sure is, Robert.
David told me he bought a new Balron. It looks a lot like the old Balron to me.
Sure does, Robert.
Sometimes I could buy a house and I don't even look. Sometimes I could buy a house and I don't get shook. Sometimes I could buy a house and don't look out the window to see the light is on, see the light is on. Sometimes I go down your street and I don't look for your car. Sometimes I go down your street and I don't look for your bike. Sometimes I go down your street, I got other things on my mind. Wondering where you are, wondering where you are. Sometimes I pour a glass of bread and I don't think about you. Even after dinner I don't think about you. Later when the stars are shining, the wind is shining too. Head down on the pillow, think about you. Sometimes I get up and I feel pretty good. Sometimes I get off, it's understood. There's a lightness in my voice and there's a lightness in the air. The spikes and shoots, the brakes on my feet, the yoke on my shoulder, the harness to my ribs, pull this cart of trash, all of this and that, 30 floors of photographs, phrases and fragrances, ocean breezes, mountain ranges, dinner pass the rice. It isn't even there. It isn't even there. It isn't even there. It isn't even there. We got a neighbor walking by. Hello, brother. Thanks for giving us a hello.
It's actually going to ask if you to turn it down. I'm going to call the cops.
Yeah. Well, go ahead and call the cops. You don't meet nice girls in coffee shops. All right, that's a song off my record called Recitative. The song before that is a song that's not on a proper record, but is on a live record. I'm going to release because it's all ready to go. It's in the can, and I don't know what my problem is. A live record I made when the band from New York was out with me at the Jamboree, live in the Jamboree of 18, I believe. And it's a killer little live record, and it's in the can. So has 2 new songs on it, and I'm going to get that to you before too long. But meanwhile, this month I had 2 songs released. I hope you've had a chance to take a listen to them. If not, go to my website, and there's the new videos up there. I'm not going to roll it this week, I rolled the last 2 weeks. But I'm really excited about my new single called Not Me, Us, Born to Win, with these special guests singing with me: Sarah Lee Guthrie, The Mammals, The Restless Age, Jefferson Hamer, John Elliott, Alexis P. Suter. It seems like there's one more. But you know what? Seems to me that it is time for the third song check-in. So we just kind of pull ourselves together and see what's going on, who we are, and where we are going. We say thank you to everybody for tuning in, and we have a few requests for you. The first one is, could you share this on your own Facebook page right now? Just take a moment. You go to the share button, you push share to your page, and that means that somebody who is right now, who's a friend of yours, maybe scrolling through their phone, not knowing what to do, might come across this concert and enjoy a few tunes this rainy Sunday evening. And could you like my Facebook page? We're on a campaign, and because of some effort on the back end of the dark magics of Facebook, David has really raised the likes, and maybe you could be one of those likes on my page. And while you're there, will you go over to Anna Ash? I know you haven't heard her yet, but go click like on her Facebook page. We barter in likes in this new world of internet performances. Woo! Those are a lot of things. David, help us out there. A little levity in this third song check-in.
Yeah, there's actually a question here that maybe you could answer. Billy wants to know who the last 2 songs on the intro are.
The song right before we come on is Louis Ledford, and wouldn't you know, Louis Ledford's going to be our guest next week. And before that, I have no idea. We do have it notated somewhere. I guess we should have it notated better because you missed it. But we got John Elliott on there. We got the Mammals. We're talking about that half hour that rolls before we start. And Alan Blackwell is in there. Alan Blackwell. Woo! The drop of the hard stuff, and I'm mixing it in my wells and men. Hey, everybody, and the other thing I've got to ask you to do is put a few dollars in the old digital tip jar. We'll be spreading that money around with David and with Anna, and thank you for doing that. Those of you who have, and those of you who haven't, thank you for your listening, because I know if you don't have it, you can't get it, and everything's crazy. But if you can, throw us a $5 or a $10. Hey, whatever you got, throw it on in. And any comments I should be aware of before we just charge right in?
Well, there are a lot of comments, but I don't know if I should make you aware of any of them. No, it's a lively bunch tonight.
Okay,
lively
good.
Bunch. Digital shots all around.
Digital shots all around. I wonder if anybody ever has a digital hangover, you know?
Speaking of digital shots, I had a beer this weekend made in Guelph, Ontario.
Send that out to our friend Bellingham.
Believe it or not, it was a Sapporo. I guess the North American brewer for Japanese beer is in Guelph, Ontario. Who knew?
I've had an interesting relationship with the music and the personality of Joan Jett. Nothing too interesting, I've never met her. But she loomed large in my brain when I was a young child because I had a cousin. My cousin Sean came and took care of us one summer when I was about 6 or 7 years old. Mother went to work, Dad was at work. My cousin Sean was taking care of us. And you know, she ran a tight enough ship, but when Joan Jett, I Love Rock and Roll came on the radio, or she put it on the 45 that she brought with her and would put on the family stereo system, it was a free zone of activity. It was a very good time to be had. You could be jumping on the bed, jumping on the couch, doing things you should not be doing when Joan Jett's I Love Rock and Roll came on the stereo. So I sort of kind of knew who Joan Jett was, you know, as a very young person, 5, 6, 7 years old. I sort of knew who Joan Jett was. Then maybe when I'm about 12, my Uncle Warner takes me to see Joan Jett. It's the Seattle Center at the Bumbershoot Festival. And she was great. I had no idea, you know, I'd never been to any rock concert in my life, so it was the greatest rock concert I'd ever seen. A few things I remember is that my Uncle Warner, you gotta understand, as my grandmother Maxine would say, we're show people. Warner always likes to stand by the sound booth. He says it's going to sound best there and likes to look at all the knobs. And this is the 80s, the early days of the massive soundboards before they got smaller. Saw Joan Jett there, and also I remember Warner telling me, you never get the best show at a festival because the sets at festivals are shorter. This is just a teaser. Joan will be touring back around in 6 months probably. That's when you catch the full show. As Maxine said, we're show people. All the hours spent tuning my guitar, I didn't have the ear for it. You played notes on electric piano all afternoon to get it right. You had to go. I walked you home playing my guitar. We were friends then, friends that we think could be friends forever. And I lost it after once. It was only for a short time. I think you liked me too, but it was only a very short time. On the bus, notice the REM button on your green jacket, blonde hair, nose turned up, not the kind of girl to go from all she's stole. And I lost it after you once, it was only for a short time. I remember what you were wearing, blue jeans and a big wool sweater. And I must admit, I thought about kissing you and putting my hand under it. Big wool sweater, but it was only for a short time. Concert, I had already seen Bob Dylan, Paul Simon, and Joan. Yeah, 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 yeah. Watching Robin Hitchcock, I remember you moshed. I think I tried it, I don't think I liked it very much. But I remember liking Hitchcock, I can't imagine why. When you're 14, water only falls from the sky, and girls you go to concerts with are always more than alright. And I lost it after you once, but it wasn't that night. I lost it after stardom and being in the lights. The lights going out. came to my first concert and laughed at my bad notes. You tried to protect your friends from me, but I wasn't afraid of embarrassing the old girl I had a crush on. And blonde hair, nose turned up, not the kind of girl you know from all she stole. I lost it after you once, but she took your place. But she never really liked me. Junior high school is such a dangerous place. And friends always think we'll be friends forever. Never have learned to play I Love Rock and Roll, put another dime in the jukebox, baby, I love rock and roll if you want to dance with me. But I do have a Joan Jett song to play for you. I want to send it out to my cousin Sean, wherever she may be. We lost her a few weeks back, so I'm thinking about her, singing for you, little Joan Jett. I've been knocking the walls down, trying to get to you, but I can't wait forever. You gotta let me through. I've been diplomatic, but I don't know what for. You hurt me, just watch me. I can't take any more. This means war, and you will see it's senseless. This means war, soon to be defenseless, 'cause you can't win this war. There'll be no replacement, you better get your gun, 'cause I'm coming after you for everything you've done. And when you are captured, it won't be like before. You tease me, deceive me, this is what's in store. This means war, you will see it's senseless. This means war, so you'll be defenseless, 'cause you can't win this war. You avoid reality in the calm before the storm. It hurts me to fight with you, but I can't take any more. This means war, you will see it's senseless. This means war, so you'll be defenseless, 'cause you can't win this war. 'Cause you can't win this. My cousin Sean. I want to send one out to Bellingham over there in Guelph, Ontario, a loyal listener, always welcoming new folks to the show with a digital shot. Perhaps introducing them to Monday morning digital hangovers, I don't know. We got great guests coming up indeed. Next week we have Louis Ledford, and the week after that is Valentine's Day. We're going to have the Best Intentions. For those of you that are local, Best Intentions are Pete and Annie of the band Hot Damn Scandal and their duo. Good to have a romantic duo for Valentine's Day. And I've decided, for my part on Valentine's Day, I would be performing all of the songs off my record, A Crowd of Drunken Lovers, recorded 20 years ago. I didn't think about that. We're coming up on the 20th anniversary of A Crowd of Drunken Lovers. We've really grown up. Now we are just a gathering of isolated, reasonable drinkers. We've come a long ways in 20 years, but I needed something to warm the whistle. Might even spend a moment to tune it up a little bit.
Warm the whistle. I've never heard that before. It's a good one.
If it's a metaphor that can't be mixed, I don't have any interest in it. 20 years ago, I made a record with the only accompanist being microbilling on Billboard, called A Crowd of Drunken Lovers. And I'll be playing all the songs from A Crowd of Drunken Lovers on Valentine's Day. I hope you join us. I will say I hope you don't go away, because we have Anna Ash coming your way in just a little while. One or two more for me. Then Anna Ash all the way from this place where there's sunshine. I know because I chatted with her earlier. Actually, the truth of the matter is, she told me it's gray in LA, but you know what Louder Wainwright III says? He says when it's gray in LA, I like it that way. And once, maybe twice, you wake up and it's your own damn fault, you're on the floor again. Where have you been? Once, then again, wake up and it's your own damn fault. It's your head again. Where have you been? And I wrote good lines down, but they'll never become anything unless I get back to town and get to work again. But getting back's a long way away, and it's a shame, it's a shame to go away. Nothing in your memory of yesterday from 6 o'clock. It's not it. We're not there yet, are we, Billy? That's right. The game is over. The cards have left the table. The lamp is still on. You're starting to get sober. It's your head again. Where have you been? Once, maybe twice, you wake up and it's your same damn fault. You're on the floor again. Where have you been? And there must be a God, because there's got to be someone who loves each and every one of us, and it's a shame to go away. And it's a shame when you still got to change. And it's a shame to go away when you still got to change. Jukebox to play. There's nothing in your memory Yesterday, 6 o'clock on. And all you want is another day, another day, another day, another day, another day, another day, another day like yesterday. It's a shame to go away, and it's a shame when you still got change. And it's a shame to go away when you still got change with a jukebox to play. Going out to our friend Billiam from my record, A Crowd of Drunken Lovers. And is Anna ready? Do we have Anna in the house? We'll do one more. Is Anna good to go here? I'm excited to hear Anna. I just passed it off to her if she's in the house. David, do you know?
It doesn't appear that she's here yet.
Okay, we don't know yet. We'll do another one then. It is raining. It's a beautiful feeling, actually. I got multiple layers of... Oh, there's Anna right there. Very good. She's here after all. We'll just go straight to Anna because my voice kind of gets a blast on that last one. I wouldn't mind having a little bit of a rest. I got to put the ear in here. This summer I was just driving, and in Bellingham here we have a college radio station by the name of Cubs, K-U-G-S. And on the radio I heard this singer. I thought, well, she sounds fantastic. And called the radio station, and they said, well, it's Anna Ash. Everybody knows Anna Ash. You don't know Anna Ash? I said, well, I know Anna Ash now. And in this modern world we live in, I was able to listen to her record that afternoon. She has a record she made 2-3 years ago called Floodlights, and I listened to it many, many times. I don't know how many times. Well over 50 times this summer. It put me in the zone. I was painting a house, and I just really love that record. So I wrote to Anna. She's the first guest we're going to have on our show whom I do not know personally before right now. Everybody else is someone I met on the road, but I just shot in the dark, found her on the old web, and she wrote back and she said she would come on the show. So very excited to make a new friend, hear her music, and let her know how much I appreciate her music and that record in particular. And I know she's going to make an odd new friends tonight with all of you regulars here at the kitchen table. So everybody raise a glass and welcome to the kitchen table for the first time, but hopefully not the last. That's Anna Ash coming in all the way from, I believe, California.
Thank you.
And you are in California, that's right?
I am. I'm in Los Angeles.
David, are we getting a lower signal from her than before? Or?
No, we're good.
Okay, then it's just my own personal signal.
Coming through okay?
A little better now. You're in Los...
I'm in LA.
You're in LA. Do you know this song, When It's Gray in LA, I Like It That Way?
Yeah.
You do? Everybody in LA knows that song.
Yeah. Well, everybody feels that way too, I think.
Okay.
Maybe not. I think there's some people
Okay.
that they start to lose it in January. Oh gosh, it's like 2 weeks of rain.
Yeah. And did you have rain in November, December down in LA, or is this going to be another massive drought?
The rain didn't start coming. I think it didn't rain until into December. But right now is what we're having. It's the first actual big rain. But I was in upstate New York in November.
Okay. So, who knows what was happening? We'd have to go to the weather app on our phones to figure out what was happening.
Well, I have a policy. I try to leave LA and I don't come back until after it rains. 'Cause I'm
That's a very spiritual, sort of in tune with Mother Nature path. I respect that. And have you ever been to Bellingham?
What was that? It's not on the book.
Have you ever been to Bellingham?
I have not, no.
Well, we're all very excited already, if I may speak for the rest of the town, to have you come and play for us in the reels, in the lives. But we'll just set you free now to play, and sometimes I just can't help myself and I need to interject in between songs for a bit of chat. If so, I'll give you a wave. Otherwise, just give us a blast, and we're really excited to have you here at the kitchen table. Welcome.
Okay, well, thanks for having me.
Yourself into somebody's history and claim memory and importance and how it should be. You were always kinda useless as a kid, and hot damn, looks like we're growing out of it. Think about how awful it once was, and you're still waiting on a declaration to finally wake you up. Don't you dare ever admit how serious you felt about this. You know, you give someone a job, you give someone a name, you give someone something they're supposed to never be the same. You say you don't ever expect, you say it's easier like that. Well, if nobody ever throws, what the fuck are you gonna catch? Catch me, baby, one more time as I fall for you. One more time as I lose it. I lose it. 'Cause you're damn good of you, but I'm not throwing down until you do. We'll waltz around in place, ignore the obvious stalemate. It's a fairly good case to say, here goes me and there goes you. Here goes me and there goes you. Here goes me and there goes you. It sounded okay over there for you guys? I'm gonna take my headphones off, I realized. Okay, cool. So that song's called Stalemate, and that I've got this great little addition to my fashion this evening up here. That song's from my last record, which is called LA Flame. Yeah, but let's see, we'll play a couple songs from Floodlights, because that's what you guys seem to like. No, I actually find it, I've been finding it, I've been doing live streams. I've got a Patreon that I started in the last few months, and I do a live stream once a month, and I've been finding a lot more enjoyment playing the songs from Floodlights and earlier, and just kind of revisiting, and it's so refreshing when you can play a song that's, 6 or 7 years old and still connect to it, but in a different way. And when you've been broken young, you don't fear anyone. No one can do what's been done, and nobody wins your love. And I'm amazed you tried. Yes, I'm amazed. Yes, I'm amazed you tried. don't seem to get it. What it means to survive, and I don't think you get it. Who's keeping you alive? And how long you gonna play like that? How long before we all want our money back? How long you gonna say it's not an act? How long you gonna last? When you don't remember why you're leaving, when you don't remember why you left, when you don't care about getting even, there's no glory getting back. And I'm amazed if you do. I'd be amazed. I'd be amazed if you do. And so you're scared to love your lover, and so you're scared of what you know. And no doubt you can find another who won't tell you what you need to be told. And how long you gonna play like that? How long before we all want our money back? How long you gonna say it's not an act? How long you gonna last? And how long you gonna play like that? How long before we all want our money back? How long you gonna say it's not an act? How long you gonna last? Thank you. Let's see. Well, I just recorded a 5-song EP in November that I'm just finishing up. So I thought I'd share one of those with you. Not really sure the release date just yet, but these songs will be coming out in the next few months, so you can stay connected on all the medias and all the platforms and whatever you like to use. Yeah, the song is called "I Was Just the Evening." I was just the evening, I was just a glass of water. I was something to believe in, like a ghost or Holy Father. You know it's weird, but I nearly forgot my middle name when I entered the room, like I was getting up on stage, singing the chorus on repeat. 'Cause I just love the way you looked at me. Nobody warns you, there's no patterns or predictions. You were just another storm who refuses to listen to the verse at the end. We pretend to understand till you hear it again. All of a sudden you're so broken, 'cause it rips you apart and it shakes you awake. Some of us wanna feel it, while the rest of us escape. Everyone's so sorry about your dad and all your stories about the hand you keep on playing and the lives they get away with. But I knew as a kid that I wasn't gonna let it be a ghost or a scar that deemed my heart forbidden. And I wish that for you, I hope somebody breaks through. For the day you don't believe yourself, for the night you just need someone else to see. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Wonderful, loving it, sounding wonderful. Thank you so much. I just thought maybe we'd chat a minute, and your songs are short. You know, I don't write such long songs. You write normal length songs. It's not that your songs are short. Your songs are reasonably length. Mine are these, you know, like a little bit more about me now. You know, so I'd say you have definitely played a couple more. But I thought we might chat a little bit because it's exciting to me to have somebody who I know nothing about. It might be more enjoyable for the viewers because I won't have an inside joke with you that I'm sharing. So it's just very basic. Well, I love the band you got going on Floodlights. And I know you live in LA and we've talked about Michigan. So tell me more about the band.
Yeah, so I play with, so the folks that worked on Floodlights, I still play with two of them. But you know, living in...
Tell us more about the one you don't play. I'll let you go there. I'll let you go.
He lives in Michigan. Yeah, so I made Floodlights. I was living in LA, and I recorded it at a studio in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, so the band actually drove from Minnesota and met me there. And so yeah, I go back to Michigan every year and play shows, and so I still really had a fun connection there. And now two of those players on the record, they live here in LA. I also did all the overdubs on the record, so all of the like a lot of the electric guitar overdubs and any of that all happened in LA.
With different players or the same Michigan players? Well, and I don't want people to think I don't like your next record, because I do. But what can I say? It's the first one I heard, so, you know, got in there first. Because I actually just gave LA Flame a listen yesterday. It was a fantastic record, and I really love that, too. But I guess I'd seen you were from LA, and Floodlights. It's very solid musically. You know, it's not like, all right, some ramshackle group of musicians from some Midwestern state. But, oh, she's recording with some aces. She's got the Wrecking Machine down there in LA backing her up. So all to say, it sounds great, and these players are fantastic. And are these people connected with the Harvest Gathering Northern Michigan music scene?
I would say we're so big. I went to school at the University of Michigan, and there's a big crew of us here in LA that all went to school there.
Okay.
So anybody who, like, if anybody who like rock and roll or folk music and out of college, they're going to get connected to the Harvest Gathering folks. They're kind of big.
Okay. So what I'm understanding now is that there's a colony of Michiganders who have moved to Los Angeles and are making records.
There is, and we all really counterparts too.
Okay, all right. And the other thing I don't know about you, tell me, have you done, what's your touring life been all about?
To be honest, so, you know, every summer I do go back and kind of do a run of shows in the Midwest, and then it's really, and I, you know, we'll try to go and play a show or two in New York City and in Chicago every year, but I haven't really done extensive touring across the states. And I just got signed to a UK booking agent and had a tour that was scheduled for this past fall that I'm not really sure. It was moved for next fall, but I don't know.
We shall see. Okay. Tell me one of your favorite venues in a weird place in Michigan to play.
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot of great ones, but I mean, I love. There's a music festival in the UP called Farm Block Fest, which the gentleman who runs it is a great musician. His band's called the Go-Arounds, and his name is Graham Parsons, and the festival happens on his family's farm. And one year, he got my whole band up there, and it's far. It's in the Keweenaw Peninsula. It's a real far drive. But the Thursday night before the festival, he had us play at this restaurant called The Fitz. That's right on Lake Superior, and it's like a really, really, really good barbecue restaurant. And the stage is set up outside on the dock, and you're just literally hanging over the water. And yeah, it's such a precious scene up there, and it's really, that's one of my favorite places.
I've been to the Keweenaw Peninsula once, and it stuck with me. It's such a magical place. I think we were there in September, and the leaves were just about done falling off the trees, and the wood stoves were raging. And I was in Calumet, and I bought a history book about a theater in Calumet. There was a time in the Keweenaw Peninsula, in UP, Michigan, where it was sort of raging up there. And there was a time when culture happened in many small places because people were more dispersed. And so these theaters were built, and there's this beautiful theater in Calumet, and so it's really stuck with me. And so it's a pleasure to hear you speak of that. Yeah. Very cool. Well, we'll chat some more later on, but I just was curious to know a little bit more about Anna Ash, and could you play a couple more songs for us, and then we'll swap songs like we do after the gig.
Sure.
Right.
Wanna tell you how it is now, tell you how it's gonna be. Wish I could tell you that it works out. It works out with you and me, but you won't let me love you. Let me love you how I want to. I want to. Let me love you. Let me love you how I want to. 'Cause I'm not terrified of heartbreak, and I'm not terrified to lose. I'm only frightened of that blank stare when it's coming straight from you. And I hope you're happy without me. If it was me all along, I was only trying to break in, but you let it break you down. 'Cause you what you would do to my heart, what you would do to my heart, what you would do to my heart, what you would do to my heart. It's been such a lesson in patience the past few months. I guess just not performing. I personally have been practicing so differently and just doing so much writing, and there's all these parts of my voice that I, because I'm not just kind of wailing, regularly, that I had a funny time in the recording studio in November where I was singing a song that's like, there's no problem for me to, hit these high notes, but in order to hit them, I had to sing super loud and really operatic, and I was like, that's just not sexy. That was like not the vibe. And so we kept doing it over and over again because I was just trying to sing kind of raspy and quiet, but really high, and I just like couldn't nail it over and over again. And because we were recording live to tape, and so it was very much like, okay, we have to have a full take. There's no splicing things together, and I'm usually such a stickler for, if we don't get it in 4 takes or 5 takes, and like move on, it's not happening. And this song, I let it go, and we did 10 takes, and I ended up keeping the 10th take, which was such a like smack in the face of just sort of my attitude always in the past. And it's like, sometimes you gotta do it 10 times. Get your ego out of the way. Shut up. Let's see. I'll do another new one from the EP just because they are fresh. This one's called Fire Season, which, as you can probably start to tell once you listen to my music, I've got a bit of a obsession with my fire anxiety. You try to find the patterns in the house and whys and carelessness of all the times you had to get out of there fast. And I can't stubbornly stare you down for days and kick your ass at emotional charades. I can't help but pray that when we see those flames, you'll look at me and we won't hesitate to get out of here fast. It's me. It's gotta get out of here fast. Yeah, but it's a part of my story. It's a part of my home. It's the smell of my middle school boyfriend's cologne. And the sun still sets calmly. People still fall asleep with our bags at the door and and our socks on our feet, 'cause we're getting out of here fast. Yeah, maybe there's something wrong with my heart, or it's too much caffeine. It's the time it takes to vanish and the water you don't drink. 'Cause I spiraled out this morning, I've been spiraling ever since. It's a flowers on fire feeling, and knowing I might not get out of here fast.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. These are the songs that save lives. Thank you for your hard work, digging deep to write these songs. They're so important, and I'm just loving it. So thank you. And as I like to say, remind myself and remind the listeners out there, you play the gig. You gotta have the gig, because if there was no gig, there would be no after party. You know, you just can't skip to the after party. You gotta have a gig for the after party. The after party doesn't have to be a big rager. In fact, even if it is a big rager, the kind of after party I like kind of turns into a small, glowing ember. The guitar being passed around, the singular guitar being passed around at kitchen tables. My buddy Mike Miranda says, if you have two guitars around that kitchen table, somebody's going to start noodling around thinking that they can play lead guitar, and they can't play lead guitar because if they could, they wouldn't be there. You know? They would be somewhere else. I didn't lay that joke out exactly as well as I will next time, but I'm developing something. There. But the point of that is, the gig's over and you go back to somebody's house. There are artists I've heard about who go and stay at hotels and motels and have privacy, but I've never experienced this sort of thing. What I do is I always end up at somebody's house where there's a soggy couch with my name on it. But before we get to the soggy couch, we have a few jars and a few more songs around the kitchen table. That is the part of the program we've reached right now. A lot of people will do a 1 hour live stream. You'll notice this is a 2 hour live stream. This includes the concert and the after party at the kitchen table. I started listening to Anna's record and I realized she loves Lucinda Williams perhaps as much as I love Lucinda Williams. So I thought I'd sing this one here. Go find a jukebox, see what a quarter will do. I don't want to talk, I just want to fade back to you. Feeds me when I'm hungry and quenches my thirst. Holds me when I'm lonely and thinks of me first. Blue is the color of night, and the red sun fades from the sky. Raven, feather shiny and black, touch old blue, listening down your back. We don't talk about heaven and we don't talk about love. We've come to depend on one another so well. So go to confession, whatever gets you through. You can count your blessings, I just count on blue. It's the color of night when the red sun fades from the sky. Raven, feathers shiny and black, touch of blue, listening and you're back.
I can see the breath. I'm like, shit.
It's not as cold as Michigan, but it is cold in the most northwest corner, the most northwest city, the most northwest state in the world for you.
It was beautiful.
Thank
And
you.
in practice, to listen to songs that I play, but I will try. But if I forget the words, is there a way that you can sing them and I can hear them?
Yes, there's a way if I know them.
What do you know?
But they'll come like a quarter second too late. But this is the after party, so anything goes. So just let it fly.
I'll try my best.
Baby, see how I've been living. Velvet curtains on the windows too. Keep the bright and unforgiving light from shining through. And baby, I remember all the things we did when we slept together in the blue behind your eyelids, baby. Sweet baby, chased your scent through the gloom till I found these purple flowers. I was spent, I was soon smelling you for hours. Lavender, lotus blossoms too. Water the dirt and flowers last for you, baby. Sweet baby. Tangerines and persimmons and sugarcane. Grapes and honey dew melon, enough fit for a queen. Lemon trees don't make a sound till branches bend and fruit falls to the ground, baby. Sweet baby. Come to my world and witness the way things have changed. 'Cause I finally did it, baby. I got out of the Grange and I got in my Mercury and I drove out west. Pedal to the metal, my luck to the test, baby. Sweet baby, I've been trying to enjoy all the fruits of my labor. I've been crying for you, boy, but truth is my savior. And baby, sweet baby, if it's all the same, take the glory any day over the fame, baby. Sweet baby. I've been trying to enjoy
Ah, so nice. Ah, thank you for doing that. So we'll swap a couple more songs, then it will be time for Stump the Band, and Michael O'Leary is coming in all the way from Portland, Oregon. He's going to attempt to stump this band. I don't know if he can do it, Anna. I don't know. I thought I'd play something, and you don't know me either, so I thought, well, if you want to ask me a question, you can ask me a question. If you don't want to, that's fine too. I love being in charge, but I'm willing to let go a little bit now. I'll do one here, a song that has been in my hands a lot, a song by my buddy Eric Peterson. I'm from the most northwest corner, the most northwest city, the most northwest state in the lower 48, Bellingham, Washington. But I moved to Philadelphia in '01, the city of brotherly love, the city that loves you from behind. And I met a very good buddy over there called Eric Peterson, also known as Mischief Brew. And he became a good pal. We played a lot of gigs together. We made a split record together. And I'd stay with him in between my shows when I was traveling. He had a place just outside Philly that I could stay. It was kind of the place that I could just let myself in at night, and then in the morning, maybe I'd see him at breakfast, maybe I wouldn't. Maybe my third or fourth day staying there, we'd see each other. Or maybe we wouldn't, but I was always welcome and made me feel at home. But I remember that I had that Lucinda Williams record that opens up with that tune. Is that Sweet Old World?
My labor is World with Blues.
World Without Tears? Is that the one where she's like got the arms in the air and she's in the velvet curtains and the Davenport and everything?
Yeah, it's like the body's like right in this thing here.
Yeah. I had that CD, and this is, it wasn't that long ago that we drove around listening to CDs that were played through our shitty cassette players through a little signal that came from a CD Walkman that lived on our thigh as we were driving, because if you just put that CD Walkman on the passenger seat, it would skip. So for some reason your thigh would provide just enough cushion that it wouldn't skip. I was listening to that CD a lot, and I played it. And Eric was a punk through and through. He was Subhumans, full-on punk, folk punk. He actually, I would call him a front runner of the folk punk thing that happened later on in the 2000s. But I put on Lucinda Williams for him. And he went, ooh, that's nice. And he kept on queuing up that tune in particular. So that song has a lot of special feeling for me. So I'm going to play this Eric Peterson song. When Father bought the farm, we sold the farm, we took his blood for rustic charm, sold his gold as an antique to the city. Kids today can't hold a spade. Rest in peace, you old weary trade. In this world there is no place, such a pity. Well, the barman shakes his head and fills my glass, says you're living in the past. Why preserve dying craft and its misery? We sigh and say another man, one of property, not land. Swallowed out, it's got her hand. Will you listen? Down, we're lamenting yesterday's sad ending. Got the water in new whiskey, the brass passed off with gold. Another round, we're descending to old time memory. The day when wood was wood, silver, gold was gold, sweet home was home. Son's got a wood stove in his second home. It's all gas but looks like oak. LED gives off smoke and glowing embers. There's a quilt hung on the wall, reads home sweet home, below some wise words from Thoreau. They call me throwback when I say remember. Sit down, we're lamenting yesterday's sad ending. Got the water in me whiskey, the brass passed off the gold. Around, we're descending to old time memory. The day when the wood was blue, silver, gold was gold, sweet endangered species left the tracks. Lock me up behind plastic glass in the city. 'Cause there's no going back for me. This antique's rustic eulogy shall be sold as folk artistry. Such a pity. Still I'll never understand. Will they all long be use their hands? But instead that will withstand an old-time country. But set up old white rooms with hollow doors, paper ceilings and plastic floors, country boxes where they're stored in what once was country. So down we lamented. Yesterday said it didn't have the water in your whiskey. The brass passed off its gold another round. We're descending into old-time memory. The day when wood was wooden, silver, gold. Said it found the water in your whiskey. The brass passed off as gold, another round. We're descending to old-time memory. The day when wood was blue, silver, gold, gold, sweet gold was old.
Lovely.
From the great Eric Peterson.
And so, how long ago, you said in an interview the other day on the radio, how long have you been in Bellingham?
I've been here since 1995.
All right.
And then I moved to Philly in '00 and was there for the better part of 2 years. That's when I met Eric. But I didn't really stay away long because I moved in the fall of '00 and I was back by the summer of '01, and that's when I started with Subdued String Band Jamboree, which, as I hear you singing there, I'm so excited to get you and your band, or you solo, or you in some capacity up to the Jamboree once we can have a Jamboree again.
Yeah, what is it like?
I think it might be like Harvest Gathering, but with a lot fewer bands.
Okay.
We have a lot of bands, but Harvest Gathering has a lot of bands.
Yeah, well, you don't make any money when you play Harvest Gathering.
Well, don't get your hopes too high now. It's not exactly Philadelphia Folk Festival, but there's a few bills that go in your pocket.
No, that's sweet. And how close are you guys? You're really close to the border, yeah?
15 miles to the Canadian border, which has been closed since March.
Yeah, that's got to be really hard. I mean, I'm assuming that your lifestyles, you probably work over, you go back and forth a lot, go over and forth.
The recording studio I've used the most in the last 10 years is in Vancouver. So that's not working.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many people in the United States do not go to Canada. It's just, people in Bellingham go to Seattle all the time, far more than they go to Vancouver. But Vancouver is a fantastic place to be, and the music scene up there has been great for me, so I really love it. My friends up there, C.R. Avery, Kitty and the Rooster, shout out to them. Viper Central, Petunia the Vipers. We always have a couple Canadian bands at our festival because they're just up our road. It's 60 miles to Vancouver, and it's 90 miles to Seattle.
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up going to Ontario in the summertime to like go fishing and such. But I haven't really spent much time in the city. But I do get messages from folks in Vancouver and folks in Toronto quite a bit. People trying to get me to come and play there, and I really look forward to it. Yeah. Well, great. So how many more of these?
Well, play another one, and then we'll either do another volley, or it might be time to stump the band. So just give us a blast.
I got one more in this tuning, and then just a question. If you're playing and if I'm retuning, can you hear me, or should I mute myself? Or it's okay?
You're fine either
It's
way.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. David Pender Lofgren has this under control. If it wasn't for him, I would be doing 0 gigs since March. So all praise to the man on the right for connecting us all.
What a professional. Thank you. Well, here's the title track from Floodlights. This is
I don't have the reason, I can feel the seasons. I don't have the feeling right to be fooling anyone tonight. So baby, lock your doors up, baby, shut your heart off, baby, just let this one go. I'm gonna drive to the beach and sleep somewhere expensive alone. And I'll be driving from the east side, driving through some floodlights, driving like I always drive. And all of these old cars that start shaking at 65. Why would I dare stay when you know my voice shakes when I lie? Wish I could tell you what I'm needing, tell you what I'm wanting, tell you what I've never had. But if you gave it all to me, I wouldn't want you nearly as bad. No, it's not the end, no, it's not the start, no, it's not the time to cry. It ain't gonna kill you to sleep alone once in a while. And I don't have a reason, I can't blame the seasons, and damn it, don't tell me I didn't try. Why would I dare stay when you know my voice shakes when I lie?
Woo! Love it. Love it. I love it hearing it in a different context. You know, different lyrics jump out when you hear things in a different context. So I caught a few lines in there I hadn't caught before. Even though, as I said, it was wisdom. Sounds good. Well, I think it's time to stump the band. And you might want to, you're going to probably get your guitar in a tuning where you can just, slip into Emerson, Palmer, and Lake, or Emerson, Lake, and Palmer, or whatever it is that our guest is going to request of us here.
This is actually a bad idea to be retuning it right now.
Well, okay, all right. Bad ideas are what happens at the after party, so that's par for the course. This is good. All right, we're going to bring in my friend Michael O'Leary all the way from Portland, Oregon, and I guess we're just going to wait for his audio to come in, and as it comes into my ear, it's going to come into the listener's ear out there. David has this under control. Michael, are you there? He's not quite there yet, but he will be here. Portland, Oregon, of course, is just down the road, a place I used to go from time to time. Now I haven't been in a very long time. But actually, because I've been traveling for 20 years, it's a bit refreshing to not travel at all. I mean, it's different, but let's just enjoy the refreshment of the difference. I think I might be hearing Michael's voice. Is he coming in?
This is just down the road.
Hello.
Oh. Time to time. Now I haven't been.
All right.
Actually, because I've been.
I think I have too many browsers open, and I must be. What's the optimal technology that you prefer to be operating in?
I think I might be hearing Michael's voice coming in.
Oh wow, there's a real lag there. Wow, that's interesting. This is like watching Janet Jackson at the halftime at the Super Bowl.
Okay, all right. So we are having a sort of a wild technological ride here, and I'm going to wait for David to give me a signal as to what to do next.
So, Michael, you just need to close or silence the window that you're listening to the show in, and once you do that, you can go ahead and unmute your channel.
You might be there. How about now?
Okay, we got it. All right, Michael, welcome, brother, to the kitchen table. How are you doing?
I've been better, but I'm pretty fortunate.
Yes, I've been following on Facebook. For those that don't know, do you mind if I just share a few general details?
I'm nothing if not transparent.
I guess if you put it on Facebook.
Yeah,
You can't be too precious. Michael had a major heart operation over the last couple of weeks, and then I saw on his page that he climbed Mount Tabor, which is, I mean, it's not Mount Everest or anything, but, you know, he's out there walking around after major heart surgery, and I just was so impressed with that. I thought, all right, let's get this man on the show, and he can climb mountains after heart surgery, but can he stump the band? That's the question I'm asking. And so, how was the walk today? Was that yesterday?
That was 2 days in a row yesterday, and I'm awaiting my my three-peat later on this evening. So
wow.
We're making it. It's not just a fluke; it's a trend.
Love it. Congrats, my friend. That's brave work. Brave work.
I'd ask if you want to see my scar, but I don't think people have seen the waivers, and there's all kinds of, privacy.
Nope. We had the guests come in via audio for a variety of reasons, and I think that if they want to see the scar, they can go to your Facebook page, and
That's a smart idea.
Encourage people to become friends with each other out there. You know, the kitchen
I guess
table.
what I'd say. Let me say this, just though, as a note of education. I didn't know I had a birth defect until quite recently. And I had been compensating for it my whole life. I just thought I was a terrible runner. But it turns out that my heart was miswired in terms of its arteries. And it took a few kind of extreme symptoms to happen. But you know what? I blamed myself being out of shape on the pandemic and poor dietary choices. And I almost didn't get it looked at.
Wow.
I'm glad I got it looked at. And I'm glad my doctor elevated me up to more expensive tests. I've had a new car's worth of tests, and I've had a new home's worth of surgery, and I now am eligible for the other half of my life, which I was probably going to miss.
Wow. Well, thank you for the forces that be that provided that. I think it's wonderful. I think everybody should have health care in this nation and across the globe, and let your story be a reminder to all of us to fight for health care for everyone. Wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's people. I feel very fortunate. It's a real. It's impactful to me, but every time someone, remarks about it, all I can do is say, people got it worse than I do, and that's where you're talking about the thing about society. There's people falling through the healthcare cracks all the time, and I'm not one of them. I'm very fortunate, but we need to change this healthcare system and make it fairer.
Love a success story, and I'm so glad you're doing well. And so, have you had a chance to think about some requests for Anna and myself?
Well, yeah, I didn't know how hard it would have to be to stump you. I thought a more collaborative way of being like, what do you feel like playing, or what did you just play, or whatever. The way I describe you to my friends when I say, oh, there's this guy, Robert Sarazin Blake, I'm really into him, he's playing in town, you should come see. I always talk about the tone of your voice and that kind of also the edge to your writing, which for whatever reasons, I'll say like, it's very Lou Reedy. I mean, the guy's like, he's ruminating on some stuff. Like he's picking it up on the broadband, and he's got a big rhythm situation going on. He's got a lot of writing, and he's got all this Bob Dylan, like vociferous writing that just doesn't stop, but it's all really neat. I don't know that I could stump you because I'm pretty sure your musical background's way better than mine. But those are kind of like the things that I think of when I think of you. But I just remember the first time I saw you in Bellingham. It was 2012, and I think what was the name of that bar downtown? Like the Green Frog or
Green Frog?
Yeah, that's it. And I walk into this place. I was there for the coal hearing that was going on because we were fighting the Cherry Point coal hearings. So I come up there. I don't know town for nothing. I walk into this bar because I didn't want to go home yet. And it's you, somebody on a horn, some guy on the drums, and I'm like, wow. And it just like, thanks. So thank you for the music that you've brought to my life and the lives of others.
Well, I'm feeling very flattered, but I'm feeling a little embarrassed with all this flattery. We need to have the request, otherwise people are going to, think that I paid you to do this.
By the way, your PayPal account, we got to get that money transfer working so that I'm... That's tonight, buddy. No. Yeah, you're right. People are here to hear you play. What about, are you asking me for just from your deep catalog?
I guess you weren't primed properly, and I'll take it. It can be absolutely anything. Songs you know I know, songs you think I don't know, songs you think Anna would sound great singing, songs you think Anna might know, songs from Anna's catalog. Absolutely wide open, and you get 3 requests, and then Anna and I do the best we can with them.
Anna, you have a great voice. I've really enjoyed your music tonight, and your playing, of course, is really wonderful too. Thank you so much. You know, what's on the high rotation? I do like Neil Young quite a bit, as you might have guessed. And if you wanted to play anything that felt great out of the Neil Young catalog, that would be a lot of fun. But going to your catalog, I actually spent some time just kind of like, what do I want to hear? What feels right? And, you know, it was 2 songs off of the same album, off the self-titled album. And one's Maxine, because I had great relationships with my grandparents, too. And that was cool. And the other one's the Butte, Montana, because that's just so wry and funny. And, God, if you don't like that line about plastics, you just don't have a funny bone in your body. So... one artist or 2 singles there, that was the top of my scratch pad. So anything there sound good to you?
I think we can work with that. And what I think we'll say is, first we'll volley it back to Anna to give us a blast. Anna, could you do any Neil Young for us? A chorus, a verse.
I don't think I can.
Okay, that's fine. It's all right for the band to be stumped. That's absolutely fine. Which means that you can, if you would, give us one more song of your choice, and then of the request that Michael sent my way, I will figure something out. So, Michael, thanks so much, and glad to see you're doing so well with this recovery, and thanks for the request. I'll think about which one's right to do tonight while we enjoy one more song from our new friend here at the kitchen table that reaches all the way from Los Angeles to Portland, all the way up to Michigan, over to the East Coast, up to Ontario. We may even have some people listening tonight in Europe. It's hard to say. So thanks for tuning in. And the request, Michael and Anna, please one more song.
There was a moment when I knew some Neil Young songs, but like I was saying earlier, before we started, I just feel like when you don't play any gigs, at least for me, I don't really learn that many cover songs right now. Just too self-obsessed with my own emotions. But let's see. I guess I'm just gonna play another one of these new ones from the EP, just because I'm excited to release them, and you know, if I was playing live shows, I would be playing these all the time. So, and this song is one of the few, actually the only one I think that's on the EP that was written this past year. So it does feel very current and, you know, like a bit of a timestamp. It's called Less Regret.
Fall away and reveal some new
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thank you so much. So great to meet you, even if it's a cyber meeting. And anything, last words you want to tell people? I'll tell the people to go to your Facebook page and like it, go to your website and order the new records and the old records and get on your mailing list. And any other news for the people before you go?
No, I mean, just thanks so much for having me. As far as live streams go, this is my favorite sort of platform when you get to chat with other musicians and interact with folks. I find it very challenging to just be alone with myself and the computer, so I appreciate the opportunity. And yeah, connecting on, I would say maybe Instagram is I definitely post a little bit more, but oftentimes try to connect that to the music page. I feel like grandma when I get on Facebook. There's something very complicated about the new look of it, and I get really intimidated. And like I mentioned, I do have this Patreon that, for $3 a month, you have access to a monthly show, and there's lots of other tiers, and been sharing a lot of writing, and it's sort of full access there as far as kind of a first peek at demos and recordings, and if merch things do go for sale, the people there kind of get to access it first. So yeah.
Well, excellent. She's got a Patreon, and you can be on it. Thank you so much for being on the show, Anna, and stay on the channel if you would, and we'll have a word after the show's done. And otherwise, I'm going to play a couple more songs in honor of Brother Michael's request. Michael O'Leary. He requested a song that my father, Peter Blake, wrote. I recorded it on my record called ROBT, Sarazin Blake. It was just Robert Burns' day. Robert Burns would abbreviate his name ROBT. That's where I picked up the idea, and it's led to nothing but confusion. So this one goes out to Dad. Thanks, Dad, for the great song. And as David knows, this is not even remotely close to the time signature of the song. This is just sort of the way we start out the song, and then we do a quick sort of prog rock switch to 3/4. Summer's just break, Montana Rockies, past Anaconda, headed back east. Coming into build, backside was aching, though I've been welded right there to the seat. Find a place, it'd be Montana, if 5 a.m. isn't easy to do. But I saw the neon with some trepidation, figured that it just would have to do. I was thinking, isn't it amazing to do it with plastics? If I had known better, I thought it was wood. And the whole world's changing, and I know it scares you. I know you'd stop it if only you could. She was sitting at the edge before Mikey County, gazing at the blender, the soulful blank stare. The pants it was made, checked polyester, clung to her bowl, just set off her white hair. She ordered coffee, no one was looking, took out a pint from an oversized purse. Poured out a strong, replaced the bottle, took a long pull and let out a little curse. I was thinking, isn't it amazing what they're doing with plastics? If I had known better, I thought it was wood. The whole world's changing, and I know it scares you. I know you'd stop it if only you could. My omelet came, it was made with velvet. Wondered if the eggs had ever been laid. She got up from the counter, walked over to my table, carrying the photo of one of her better days. There were 4 people, that black and white photo, 2 in the uniform of the Army Air Corps. 2 young women Yes, she was one. That was the night before they all went to war. She talked of the years that came after, the young man who never came home. Now all the good times, now mostly bad times, how she can't get over feeling alone. I was thinking, isn't it amazing what they're doing with plastics that I had known better? I thought it was wood. The whole world's changing and I know it scares you. I know you'd stop it if only you could. I watched her eyes move slowly, counted to the floor and then over me. Tried to listen, but she wasn't quite talking. Wandered back over to her counter seat. Back to the counter. She forgot about the coffee. Poured out another one stronger than before. Took a long pull, then told the waitress nothing is worth a damn anymore. Waitress nodded. Need some more coffee. Wiped up a spill from off the floor. As I got up from my table, she laid her head on the counter. I waved, she smiled, and I walked out the door. I was thinking, isn't it amazing what they're doing with plastics that I hadn't known better? I thought it was wood. The whole world's changing and I know it scares you. I know you'd stop it if only you could. Back on the road, leaving Butte, Montana. Sun was now full up in the sky. Toyota bounced, cracks in the pavement. Thought of her there and I started to cry. Saying, isn't it amazing what they're doing with plastics? If I hadn't known better, I thought it was wood. The whole world's changing and I know it scares you. I know you'd stop it if only you could. Thank you everybody for joining us this Sunday at the kitchen table, and we will be here every Sunday for quite some time now. We got Louis Ledford next week. We got The Best Intentions. That's Pete and Annie from Hot Damn Scandal the week after that. We got my pal Jay Wagner all the way from Austin, Texas, coming in the week after that. And the last Sunday of the month, we have the one and only Sarah Lee Guthrie joining us. Sarah sang on my recent single, Not Me, Us, Born to Win. Excited to have her. And then the first Sunday in March, we will have Cedric Watson, the great, great accordion and fiddle player, originally from Texas, but now from Louisiana. David, anything we need to know from comment land before we say goodnight?
Not too much.
Another wonderful ride. Thanks to Anna for being with us. That's Anna Ash. And that's how we say goodnight with a song from our buddy Hank Liddell there in Cork City. Plays every Monday night at Charlie's unless there's a pandemic. Well, it's great to see you. Could have thought you were dead. Did you come back to life? Did you get out of your bed? It's great to see you. Or was that your ghost? I thought you were gone. Burnt toast. It's great to see you. Wish for nothing, Sing softly when you hear. Try not to cut you. Moment that's here, shadow it might be. Feelings clear. I couldn't ask for anything more. It's all about the times we share. It's all about the times we share. So it's great to see you. Are you gonna stay? You're here for the long night, or you're leaving at the break of day. It's great to see you. Yeah, it's true. It's great to see you. It's great to be near you. It's all about the times we share. It's all about the times we share. It's all about the times we share. We'll see you next Sunday, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Robert Sarazin Blake from the kitchen table with the one and only David Pender Lofgren making it all happen, and the one and only Anna Ash is our guest tonight. Well, there's very many of them. No, there's the one and only Louis Ledford joining us next week. We'll see you then.